We live, we live. YouTube was good. What's going on? Man, hitting y'all on this Saturday night. You know what I mean? Got off work a little while ago on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just trying to coming at y'all with some good stuff right now, man. Coming at y'all with a good show, with a good topic. You know what I'm saying? So bear with me for a second, man. So play a couple videos, man, and report on this real quick. Yeah, man. So how's everybody doing, man? On a Saturday night, man. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all probably turning up, partying or something. Probably out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Doing y'all stuff. But yeah, man, I'm over here, man. Just over here. I thought I'd do a video, man. Gotta start getting back into doing videos, man. More often than I do. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so you know what I'm saying? This topic right here, man, we basically talk about the Skittles situation. Let me turn my volume down because I sound crazy. We talking about the thing with the Skittles. Um yeah, man. So yeah, I mean people probably looking at this as a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? People probably looking at this as like, you know what I mean? They're probably thinking that, you know what I'm saying? Like, but see, you would think of it like that if you're not conscious of your body, the way that you eat, how you eat, what you take in, you see what I'm saying, and exercise it or not, you know what I'm saying, or keeping fit or shape, you wouldn't be conscious. You wouldn't really be tripping off something like this. The thing is, there's got a lot of dyes in this shit, man. There's a lot of dyes and there's a lot of what's the names, um, in these foods that we call, um, in these foods. You know what I'm saying? And these foods, these snacks, these candies, these Mountain Dew is bad, is real bad. And it's just something called Yellow 5 and Red 40, right? And I'm gonna look those up for a second. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look that up too. But so I mean, what do y'all think about this? Actually, stuff like this, and see, you gotta look at it like this, and look at it from this perspective. They talk about the home of the brave and the free and the democracy. There's no such, there is no democracy. But anyway, that's another show. And but yet they letting you eat poison. They feeding you poison. They letting these industries get rich off you by feeding you poison. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? So we good with getting fed poison? That's my thing. I mean, are y'all really content and y'all okay with getting fed poison? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're doing. They're feeding you a lot of these additives and preservatives and these sugars and the starches and dyes, and they're feeding y'all all this. You know what I'm saying? And putting that in ingredients and stuff like that into y'all, in y'all foods and stuff like that, man. That y'all not even conscious or aware of it. And then I've heard this saying before. You know what I'm saying? Whatever tastes bad is actually good for you. Whatever tastes good a lot of times isn't good for you. You see what I'm saying? Like the bitters and the I still got a bitter. I got to start drinking it. I start drinking again. I was drinking like 4 months ago. I stopped drinking it though. I was taking some other stuff, man. So I'm gonna start drinking it again. But see, the bitters, the the stuff that tastes, the tangy stuff. You see what I'm saying? Those are the type of things right there that's good for your body, man. So I'm gonna start taking some of the bitters again, my damn self. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Sea moss and spirulina, chlorella. I need to get some more chlorella, dandelion root, ginger root. You know what I'm saying? And black seed oil. And, see, I mean, I just don't understand why the doctors. Well, I understand why, but the doctors will never break this down to you and let you know. You know what I'm saying? To take this stuff, and they ain't gonna never let you know that. You know what I'm saying? The doctors and the what's his name? They won't let you know to take these certain things. But it's crazy. The crazy thing about it is they'll you see what I'm saying? They'll tell you about taking the jab, the jab, and they'll tell you about taking all these shots, and you know what I'm saying? They'll hit you with that. It's crazy, man. But it's just a double standard, man. The natural herbs and the remedies and stuff like that they don't push, and the holistic medicines, and you see certain kind of diets and the alkaline diets, and we don't be getting we don't get fed that, man, because it's all about what I'm saying, making these pharmaceutical companies and these bankers and these special interest groups and everybody rich, man. So you got to do us dirty at the expense of these people getting rich. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that works. That's how they go. So anyway, so look, let me go right here. Hold up. All right, so let me see. Let me see. And see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like this in the homeless thing, but see, the thing that Karen Bass, oh shit. The thing that Karen Bass just implemented, I forget how many billions of dollars that they implemented towards the homeless, right? And you had one of the you know, senators talking about, oh, well, I don't agree with this because I think that more money should go to the police. But see, that's why I be telling y'all, man, y'all be getting played. Whether it be a Democrat or Republican, it's never going to be whether it be a Democrat or Republican, it's never defund the police. It's never going to be defund the police. You see what I'm saying? It's always refund the police. Don't ever believe these Democrats or these Republicans. It's all lies. It's all. I mean, I just don't understand. Like, we still be going to the same old, do the hamster wheel, the same old shuck and jive, dog and pony. We still fall for the bullshit. So look, let me play this real quick, and then I mean, I think this is great, man. This is good, but it's kind of too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you not trying to be funny, ain't funny, but how you go from something like this in 2023 and shit. We got robot dogs running around the streets. We got, what I'm saying, the type of technology that you can see in somebody's house from space. So I mean, I don't understand how. I think they should have been had something like this, man. I'm talking about, what I'm saying, 20, 30 years ago, man. It's like, how does that work? You know what I'm saying? And how long have these additives I think it's yellow 40 that's in Skittles. Um, how long have these additives been in there for? And see, the thing is, there's two of them. There's a couple of them. I think there's more than this, more than that. You got red 40 and you got yellow 5, right? No, red 5 and yellow 40. So, I mean, it's just like, damn, man. I mean, Mountain Dew, M&Ms, a good amount of snacks and foods and stuff like that got that in there, man. And it's just like, just to think and imagine, you know what I'm saying? You got, all them, you got stuff like that with all them different additives in it. That's really, really, if you just think about it, man, that's really crazy. You know what I'm saying? You got, how does that work? I'm gonna eat something that's loaded with all these additives just for not even maybe the flavor or just for the color of the that's really. But see, they know that there's psychologically, they know that we identify with certain colors, and it's a psychological thing where certain colors enhance certain moods, and certain colors mean this and that. It's just man, these people study us down to a T, man. It's just like they study us down to the root of the tutor. You know what I'm saying? These people were really good at what they do. You know what I'm saying? They're good at what they do. Getting in our minds and they're messing with our minds. You see what I'm saying? That's another thing too. Another thing that what they do be doing too is you know what I'm saying, predictive programming. You know what I'm saying? Basically, it's just wild, man. I mean, they got us. The propaganda is real. All right, so let me go on and I really want to play a video real quick. Let me see. Let me see. I want to see if I can play something on YouTube real quick. Yeah, man. So we up in here, man. Hold up. Hold up. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see. All right, man. The Fair Use Act 1976 under Section 107. This basically gives me fair use to report on the story for commentary purposes and educational purposes. All right. Yeah, my shit's looking bad right now. It's looking bad, baby. Little
Proposed
commercial.
legislation in the California State Assembly could see a host of popular candies and foods, including Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, and Pez, as well as some types of Campbell's soup, potentially banned. The goal is to crack down on 5 common food additives that have been linked to cancer and organ damage. 3 of those additives are already banned in the EU. Democratic Assembly member Jesse Gabriel, who represents part of the San Fernando Valley, proposed the legislation and joins us live now to discuss. Assembly member, good to
Look. I forgot to say it. Did I say that? These are banned in other. You know what I'm saying? These are banned in other countries. These is banned in other countries. These McDonald's, a lot of additives and stuff. And so it is McDonald's. I ain't gonna lie. It's still there's still McDonald's in other countries. But a lot of the stuff use certain things and ingredients and stuff like that they use in McDonald's out here is not used out there. Certain cereals, you know what I'm saying? They got different ingredients and stuff like that. More whole ingredients than the ones out here. You see what I'm saying? It's really interesting how that works. Um, it's really interesting how that works, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, so I mean, it's too late though. I mean, how you gonna see? Oh, in 2030, and this is for votes. You know what I'm saying? This is all for votes. Um, we shouldn't do stuff like this for votes and make this type of stuff political. You should make this stuff a human rights. You know what I'm saying? You should be what's the word? Not political, but damn, there's another word. Just conscious and just righteous. You know what I'm saying? Make a righteous cause when it comes down to stuff like that, man. Damn, you know. I mean, that just goes to show how they willing to sacrifice and put your life at stake, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever your safety or whatever, you know what I'm saying, at stake for the sake of what I'm saying, a profit or high profit margins or low profit margin. It's just great, man. Man, you know what I mean. So I mean, it's just too late though. It's really late. And then they're making a big deal out of it, and they're talking about it, and they discussing on Fox News, and like it's too late. You know what I'm saying? I just said this like 4 times. Um, People done already got the cancer. People already done got the organ failure, and they say to my organ failure. See, and oh, we talk this stuff about oh man, these diseases and stuff like this. You know what I mean? But a lot of times it's what you eat that causes disease. Get it disease in your body, and a lot of times, most of the time, those are parasites. Just to keep it 100. You see what I'm saying? I mean, are we? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? So, yeah, most of the time those are parasites. You know what I'm saying? It's a dis-ease in your body. Get it? Dis-ease. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's causing something in your body to be really uneasy. You see what I'm saying? Can we say that? So let me keep playing this real quick.
to see you. Thanks for coming back on the show. So this headline freaks a lot of people out. Explain to us what exactly you're trying to do here.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Thank you so much for having me. It's good to see you. So we are, just to be clear, we are not trying to ban any particular type of food, any type of product. We are just trying to ban the use of 5 toxic chemicals that have well-documented risks of harm, chemicals that are linked to cancer, reproductive issues, developmental and behavioral issues in kids. And they are already banned in the EU. All 5 of them are already banned in the EU. Many of them are banned in countries like the UK and Canada and Brazil. Many companies out there in the private sector have stopped using them. Coke, Pepsi, Gatorade, Papa John's, Dunkin' Donuts, Panera, others have moved away from these chemicals because they understand that they cause harm to kids. And so what we're asking these companies to do is what they've already done in Europe, which is to switch their recipes, to find different ingredients. They can still make these candies. They still have Skittles in Europe. They still have a lot of these wonderful candies that people eat in Europe. They have just taken out a few ingredients that are really, really dangerous, particularly for young people. I'm the father of 3 little kids. It's important to me that we're protecting all of our kids here in the state of California. And so we want these companies to do the right thing, to do the responsible thing, to shift up their recipes and to protect our families and our consumers here in the state of California.
So just to be clear, though, if you go forward and ban these chemicals, and if they don't change their recipes, they would be banned, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly hypothetically true, but there's no way that Skittles is going to walk away from the California market. There's no way that any of these companies, California is too big of a market. They're going to do what they've done in Europe. They're going to do what they've done in the UK. They're going to do what they've done in Canada. They're going to switch up their recipes. None of these chemicals is essential to producing these foods or candies. All of them, one part of the reason we chose them, all of these 5 chemicals have very clear substitutes that can do the same thing. So we're just asking folks to make small modifications to their recipes to walk away from these chemicals that are really, really toxic. And you've seen that, right? Papa John's has voluntarily stopped using these chemicals in their pizza. Coke and Pepsi and Gatorade have stopped using them in their soft drinks. Panera no longer uses them in their food products. So there's, I don't think there's any realistic possibility that we're going to see products come off the market. I think what is likely if this bill is signed into law is that folks are going to adjust their recipes and we're going to have safer food here in the state of California.
But a lot of people don't like the word ban. They like incentives, or they like voluntary. They don't like the concept that government is telling you to do something. If this is such a problem, and if it is so bad, why don't those companies just follow the model of all the other companies and do it themselves? Why does the government have to mandate it?
Well,
that's a good question.
I'm hoping that a lot of these folks would be
good. Stop it. That's a good question. But see, these companies are greedy. That's why they're greedy. You see, this is what the capitalism will give you, right? Free market capitalism will give you. This is what basically being this is a nation, right? Supposedly. No, this is a corporation. What am I talking about? This is what being a corporation will get you. You see what I'm saying? When you're a corporation, you're one big ass business, right? This is all it is, a big business, right? It is big business. That's why the government sells out to big business. You see what I'm saying? For example, you go to college. You got to pay for your college, which is some bullshit. You got to pay for your health care. You see what I'm saying? And it's funny how you talk about wanting to be like or do something like the EU, you know what I'm saying? Europe, United, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Kingdom, whatever, but at the same time, you see what I'm saying? You're not going to have free healthcare like these states, Europe and Canada and these states. You're not going to have free healthcare like them. No, you ain't going to model that like them because it's all about money. It's all greed. You know what I'm saying? These people are greedy. They're making hand over fist profits for you and the benefit of you on the backs of you. You see what I'm saying? Because it's people like me and you working for these motherfucking companies. So, all right, really interesting though. My bad. Let's keep going for a second, man.
Actors here and do that. The problem here in the backdrop here, which is important for folks to understand, is that we have a huge flaw in the federal regulation of food here in the United States, something that I didn't learn about until recently. So the FDA, which is supposed to regulate, keep all this safe, there's a giant loophole that allows approximately 99% of the chemicals that go into our food to escape independent, meaningful federal review. So in all of these other countries, they have the government doing tests, looking out for folks, and deciding that there are chemicals out there that are just too dangerous. There's too much science linking them to cancer and other harms, and that they shouldn't be included in foods here. And so I understand the idea that folks here would want to have some ability to choose. But I will tell you, as a parent, I can't look at a wrapper in the store and see something like titanium dioxide or propylparaben or potassium bromate and understand what that means. And so I'm assuming and I'm expecting that folks out there are watching out for us. And I think that's a very, very bipartisan idea, right? We had Richard Nixon, who created the EPA to make sure that there aren't toxic chemicals in our air, there aren't toxic chemicals in our water. And I expect that a lot of folks out there assume that the FDA is doing the same thing. And they don't realize that there is this giant loophole. And so I would say as a parent, for me, I'd just be relieved that there's one less thing to have to worry about.
All right. And if you had Richard Nixon on your bingo card tonight, take a drink for the Jesse Gabriel reference. Thank you so much, Assembly Member. Nice to see you, and stay in touch as this progresses. It's still pretty early on in the process. It'll be interesting to see what happens as it goes forward and when the lobbyists come after you. Jesse.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Alex. Appreciate it. Be well.
Did he just say when the lobbyists? I'm glad I got this all documented, right? I'm glad it's all recorded because guess what? He's right. See, the news media play on, and these corporate, these people play on. They play on us, right? They play on our emotions, our fears, right? You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you know what I'm saying? They can say little slick shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They can say little slick shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Talking about if the lobbyists don't get you, but see, that's exactly. Didn't I just say that? I said special interest. But the special interests, the lobbyists, these people are behind these big corporations. You see what I'm saying? And excuse me, they're in the they're back in these corporations, and they're in the what's the name's ear, in the government's ear, in these government officials' ear, right? So, I mean, he just said a lot right now, but that's exactly who, what I'm saying. That's who at the same time, that's what really got the influences, the lobbyists and the bankers and the special interest groups towards these politicians, right? Because they got the politicians in their hands, right? And the politicians will fold to these damn corporations at the, you know what I'm saying, at their hands. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's all like simple if you think about it. You know what I'm saying? It's simple, ain't too complicated. You see what I'm saying? It ain't too complicated, man, at the end of the day, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I'm just like looking at it from that kind of lens. Like, damn, I mean, and so they said they're not banning the candy, they're banning it. But you see how because they still got sugar in it. You know what I'm saying? So you just see how that spokesperson was like, whoa, nah, we not banning the candy. Because see, they still want people to get diabetes. They still want people to have high blood pressure. They still want people to, you know what I'm saying? They still want people to be sick, man, and ingest and take this candy, eat this candy and stuff like that, and have poor health. That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that's all that is. It's just greed, man, and you know what I'm saying. And call this a free capitalism society or whatever, but it's just like, I guess it is, But at the same time, it's just like, is that really a good thing? So I mean, so they talk about they're taking out the ingredients and stuff like that, which is, but see, they know that's why it's crazy, man. It's just like people get it and people get these diseases, and then there's nothing they can do, and then what I'm saying, you pass away. But see, and that's the thing. It's just a population thing, man. You know what I'm saying? These people are doing things to the population. You know what I'm saying? Through your regular means of what I'm saying, ingesting it, which is eating and drinking certain these foods, man. I mean, you know what I mean? I just don't understand, and I don't see why we don't get it. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, it is what it is, man. At the end of the day, you see what I'm saying? We really just got to be vigilant and just stay on our square, man, and just stay on our stuff because, um, you know, um, at the end of the day, man, it's just like who's really running the show? It ain't us. You know what I'm saying? It's not us. And they showing that it ain't us. You know what I mean? They showing right through. You know what I'm saying? Through passing the legislation 50 years too late. 60 years, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It's like way too late, right? So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm just really tripping out off the situation, man. And I think it's a good thing, but I think it's too late. They should have been banned, stuff like that. Let's like Russian roulette with people's lives. I mean, y'all people at the end of the day, y'all scientists and y'all got, you know what I'm saying, biologists and all this, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got people working with these companies and scientists and all that know the potential threats and dangers and stuff like that when it comes down to these foods, man, or these candies, right? So, I mean, I don't know. What do y'all think, man? I just think this is burnt. I just think this is burnt out. At the end of the day, man, it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? It's just greed. Like I said, these people just, you know what I'm saying? They don't want you to have a one up on them, man. Somebody's told me that the other day. That made so much sense. These people do not want you to have a one up on them. They want to have as many ones up on you as possible. It's just they just don't want to. It's crazy, man. So I don't know. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. I'm gonna definitely holler at y'all. Let me get off here, man, and unpack all this. But man, y'all just remember, man. The government is just playing with our, what I'm saying, with your lives and your livelihoods and your kids, and because that's the first thing, what I'm saying, with kids learn and as they grow up, and a lot of times they be it's just candy, and you got your Halloween and Easter and all this, what I'm saying, that just promotes candy, But I mean, it's in foods too. I don't like how they just mention the candy too. It's just, and you know how the news likes to do. They just like to say certain, they like to give you their narrative. You know what I'm saying? What they want to give you. What part of the story they want to give you. Because for example, what I'm saying, they say nothing about real food. They just said stuff candy, and that was it. What about the stuff we drank? What about the sodas and because Mountain Dew got that in it too. You see what I'm saying? Before I get off here, let me see real quick. Let me see. There's a couple. Man. There's a yellow. Wait. Okay, red 40 and yellow 5. Okay. Hold up. Oh, it's red 40. All right. Okay, hold on. Okay, so let me.
Want to turn your car into?
All right, so fair use 1976. This is under Section 107. YouTube Copyright Act. This is basically gives me fair use to report on the story for commentary purposes and educational purposes. And this time, criticism purposes, I'm gonna criticize the hell out of this whole situation. All right, so I'm gonna play it. Without further ado, I'm gonna play this.
Cash. Tustin Auto Center is having a used car buyback event you can't afford to.
Hey, my name's Masai Rhodes. I'm not a scientist, but I've been eating processed food my whole life because my family is broke. But now as an adult, maybe it's about time to find out exactly what goes in this processed food I eat every day, especially the red food coloring. Today we're going to talk about one of those mystery ingredients, red number 40. Raw food dye is not good for you, but we're concerned about red because that's the most consumed dye. So according to scientists, red can be related to why everyone takes Adderall, because we can't pay attention for 5 minutes because all these adverse effects of food coloring. I'm not trying to make the government go into your life and tell you how much red food coloring you should eat each day, but at least be aware of the effects it has on your body and your kids if you have them, or you admit that you have them. I don't know, you may have them and don't want to talk about it.
All right, and then hold up. I'm gonna play this.
And Amber, we've discovered many chemical additives in our food have been removed from food in Europe because of health concerns.
Didn't I just say that?
A food safety scientist
Didn't I
is
just tell
blaming
you
the
that?
FDA. Our investigation
right?
begins with the Johnston County family who traced their son's extreme behavioral problems to red food dye.
It's been pretty hard over the past few years.
Garrett Carlson has an extreme sensitivity to red food dye. It triggers rageful behavior.
I used to describe it like Jekyll and Hyde, because you had this excellent kid and then you had the kid that would talk to you like dirt.
Brandy Carlson says the first sign of trouble came when he was 1.5 years old and ate a hot dog.
He just was mad at the world, and it would last an hour, go away, come back.
It took 6 years of doctor's visits to finally unlock the mystery. His mom says just 2 M&Ms can bring on a tantrum.
I just feel really bad after, and I'll say, like, I'm sorry, like 50 times.
Garrett is now 10. He says he can feel it happening in his body. Red dye makes him lose control.
I can feel, but I know what I'm doing. Like, I can see what I'm doing, but I don't have control of my mouth or anything.
It's just so unnecessary. It really does make me angry.
Lisa Lefferts is a former UNC researcher who's now a senior scientist at the Center for Science in the Public Interest, an advocacy organization in Washington.
There's just no reason why children should have to suffer these kinds of adverse reactions, why families should have to spend years trying to track down the culprit for their child's problems, when we could just simply not be using these chemicals in our food.
Here's the startling thing. The food dye that can be a trigger has mostly disappeared from the food supply in Europe. European regulators ordered food makers to put warning labels on things containing certain food dyes. Many food companies decided instead to remove the synthetic dyes, reformulating the recipes there, but continuing to sell the old versions here.
It's really unconscionable that companies are still using these chemicals in food sold here.
Yellow food dyes 5 and 6 and red dye number 40 have been removed from food in Europe, but they remain in American products.
Beverages like Mountain Dew or Sunny D, candy like Skittles, Starburst, M&Ms, Betty Crocker cream cheese frosting or buttercream frosting, or red velvet cake mix.
So I mean, and it's still in Europe. It's banned out there, but it's still in the products out here. See, I mean, and we be voting for people. You know, we go Google Gaga, we go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially people that look like us, that look like me, over voting, which it doesn't do nothing. But that's another story. But see, why are these politicians not? They want you to vote for them. They want you to do all this and put them through office and everything. But at the same time, they basically risking your health by selling out and just looking the other way. I'm pretty sure they get kickbacks from these companies. All right. These pharmaceutical companies, these companies, big corporations, all that, you know. So let's just keep it 100. Let's go. Let's go real quick.
Betty doesn't seem to have gotten the memo about synthetic food dyes.
And she says those red and yellow food dyes are in other foods you wouldn't expect.
They're not only used in colorful foods like candy or brightly colored breakfast cereals, they're also kind of sneak into foods that you would never imagine, like pickles or salad dressing, even white foods, brown foods, and foods that you just wouldn't think of as containing synthetic dyes.
It's not just food dye. There are other additives you'll find in our food that aren't in Europe, like brominated vegetable oil in Mountain Dew and some sports drinks, and additives in baked goods called potassium bromate and azodicarbonamide, all banned in Europe because of cancer concerns.
You can find lots of bread without it, so clearly it's not necessary. But some companies like to add it to bread to change the texture of the bread.
Lisa believes the FDA needs to follow the lead of European regulators when it comes to food additives.
I don't understand why FDA doesn't act on this evidence. I think it needs to start acting more like the cop on the beat.
Now I want you to do some fruit.
At their home in Selma, Garrett's family is on a constant mission to keep him away from food that can trigger a reaction, and hoping one day the food here will be like the food in Europe.
There's no benefit to the dye. And there's no telling how many kids are out there or adults are out there that are suffering in this way and they don't even know it.
I contacted the food makers mentioned in our report. Mars, the maker of M&Ms, Skittles, and Starburst, says we have now committed to removing artificial colors. They say that process will take about 5 years. They say we already offer a range of products that are free of artificial colors around the world. And they also say that their ingredients comply with internal quality and safety requirements, as well as all applicable laws and regulations. General Mills, the maker of Betty Crocker, says it is common for food products and recipes to vary by country to account for local tastes and regulatory.
It'll take 5 years? Damn, man. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. You know, these people they playing with your lives, you know, your livelihoods, man. And you know, they playing with your, you know what I'm saying? You know, they're playing with it, man. And it's just like, It's sad. It's a sad thing, man, because um, this. I mean, kids are at stake. You at stake, man. And see, we pay taxes, man. For this kind of treatment, this is what we paying taxes for. But see, like he just said, the FDA, what are they doing? Aren't they supposed to be? But see, they was hitting you and basically labeling certain things I ain't gonna mention on here, but make certain shots labeling that approved and approving that. But about these chemicals in their foods, and you're not even doing nothing about that. Interesting. Oh boy.
Differences, food safety is our top priority, and we adhere to the strict guidelines set by the FDA for food colorings used in our products. Representatives for these two companies we mentioned in our report, Sunny D and Mountain Dew, did not respond to our request for comment. The FDA said it would get me a response to Lisa's concerns, but nothing so far. I found this on its website, though. The FDA has reviewed and will continue to examine the effects of color additives on children's behavior. The totality of scientific evidence indicates that most children have no adverse effects when consuming foods containing color additives, but some evidence suggests that certain children may be sensitive to them. Right now at abc11.com, we have links so you can report a reaction to the FDA if you know someone who's had a reaction to a food additive. And you can also learn more about specific food additives from Lisa's organization and their website called Chemical Cuisine. Joel and Amber, the advice Lisa has for all of us is to read labels, know what's in your food, and she says we should try to avoid processed food.
Damn near everything that you buy at the damn store is processed. I don't know, but look, it's crazy because it just don't make no sense. None of this stuff make any sense. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I get it though. It's greed. It's profit. It's profit margin. You see what I'm saying? You make it's just making money. At the end of the day, man, it's making money. It makes sense. At the end of the day, man, I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But I mean, they really, really, it's just like it's like they know America is selling. This is a corporation, so we the guinea pigs. We the end all be all. We the drop off point for all the testing grounds for the bullshit. So they know it too. They know it. They know that we willing to just the politicians are selling us out. At the end of the day, they're selling us out, man. But I'm just like, I mean, he said there was more chemicals. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, it's just like, I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because I shared this video out to a lot of people on my Facebook, and see nobody. You know what I'm saying? People are hardly watching this video, but yet, y'all live in California. You know what I'm saying? And y'all should be aware of stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? You got kids and you know what I mean, and nephews, and I don't know, man. People just don't care. But if this is about gossip and drama and bullshit, and somebody fucking somebody up and shooting somebody and talking shit about, you know what I'm saying, the next black man, so-called black man, then everybody be all on it. You know what I'm saying? So look, I'm about to get off here, man. I'm about to holler at y'all. You know what I'm saying? But it was good doing a video on a Saturday, man. I'm gonna start doing more videos on the weekends, man. You know what I'm saying? When I got time, man. When I'm off or whatever, you know what I'm saying? When I get off early, man. So I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Like, comment, subscribe. If y'all ain't subscribe. Hit that notification bell so let y'all know when I'm on. And yeah, I'll be back on here, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all. You see what I'm saying, man? Just stay vigilant, man, and stay aware. Like he said, you're right. You do gotta read labels. But I mean, how are you gonna just avoid processed food like that? What do you know what I'm saying? Come on. I don't know. That's really hard to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could do it. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man. You know what I mean? Just stay vigilant, man, and just give the same game that I'm giving you and that you soaking in. You see them to your kids and your grandkids, your nephews and your nieces, and so on and so on. All right. So I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all stay up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be back on here. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share this out to y'all social media, man. All right. Peace out. Peace.